Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒. And over the years of coaching, I've kind of evolved. The more you do this, the more you learn and the more efficient you get. And sometimes there's really good diagnostic tools where you ask yourself some questions, really kind of get to the heart of the matter. And I got one of those today. It doesn't solve the problem, but what it does is it opens your mind to kind of what's going on. So you actually have to kind of address what the real core issues are. And there might be a bigger list, but what I have found is that if you're not doing something, there's a finite number of reasons why you're not. Number one, you don't know what to do. You've listened to some of my videos. I talk about ambiguity. It's a big one. There's another piece of that is if you're trying to think inside your head using working memory, it doesn't all fit. You can't really see the bigger picture. You can't see how it's all put together. It's ambiguous. The two different kinds of ambiguity are slightly different, but you get to the end. So what do you do in that situation? Well, you acknowledge it's not really clear and you solve for that problem. The second reason I find people don't do things is fundamentally they just rather do something else. They're not in the mood, don't feel like it. Sometimes it's hard for people to admit that because, yeah, I don't feel like doing my laundry today or yesterday or the next day or the next day or the next day. But if you actually acknowledge you don't really feel like doing it, well, you can probably solve for that problem. If I don't feel like doing it, I like my job. I feel like working a little bit more. Maybe I can make some more money and pay somebody to do that. Or maybe since I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to not do it or do it a different way. The other reason that people don't do things is quite frankly, they'd rather do something else. And when something like that happens a lot for people with ADHD. They would rather watch YouTube videos or on social media or something else there. In order to do it, what you got to do is remove the temptations or do something. Because if you just look at it and don't acknowledge what's going on, it makes it kind of difficult for you to do something about it. There might be tips, tricks, and strategies out there that you might listen to, but if you don't really know what to do, I'm not so sure how that works. If you don't feel like doing it, I'm not so sure how that works. And if you'd rather do something else, I'm not really sure how that works. So a lot of times what I like to do is share insights for people to get to the root of the matter. And again, basically, these are questions that you ask yourself in order to problem solve. I hope you've given you a pause to think and maybe giving you a little bit of self-awareness. If you've got something you're not doing it, take a look at this list. It's a good chance something will be on there. Identify what it is and try to solve for that problem. If you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. We release a tip like this each week. If you're existing viewer, please, thoughts on this. You have other things to add to the list. I'd certainly like to be comprehensive. I'm not that intelligent most of the times anyway, so I'd always like whatever I'm missing. So with that, we hope you've enjoyed this insight. Also, oh, by the way, we do what we do for you. We certainly love contributions by people hitting the thanks button. And so with that, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.